Today I'm here with Wren Britton, one of my friends and a fantastic designer. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I do a bunch of things, but the main thing I do is jewelry and accessories design, and I use like found objects, vintage pieces, sometimes bones and things like that.
His work is amazing.
Thank
yeah.
you, thank you.
And we will we'll put a clip to his website so you can take a look at some of his work, and feel free to purchase it if you like, because it's pretty amazing stuff.
Thank you.
And having like some crazy celebrities like worn your stuff in magazines and
I've
stuff?
had some good, Margaret Cho,
She's so great.
Rihanna, Boy George. That was a great one for me. He's
Boy
a
George,
hero
that's
of
like
mine,
your
so.
hero.
Yeah, so that was a good moment.
Oh
so,
my God.
yeah.
Except like when we met Jean-Paul Gaultier together.
Oh, that was pretty amazing also.
Because I was like, bitch, we're going up there.
Yes. That was a good moment.
We were at a lecture at the Brooklyn Museum,
Yep.
and Jean-Paul Gaultier was talking because of his exhibition. And then at the end, I was like, we are not meeting Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yep. And
So-
yeah, I had a hat with horns on it.
That you had made.
That
And he
he-
was like in love with
He
Wren.
loved it. But he was
Yeah.
like jerking off.
He was jerking off one of your
It
horns.
was pretty good.
So this is a perfect segue into the fact
Yes.
that this subject of this video is not being queer enough. So I think Jean-Paul Gaultier jerking off
That's pretty
a
good.
horn on your top
Yes,
hat
yeah.
is pretty queer.
It is. I would agree.
It's kind of queer.
Yes.
So let's talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
When you said you'd be willing to be on one of his videos, you know, I said to you, well, what do you want to talk about?
Mhm.
And this was the first thing that you said, and
Right.
resonated with me too, since I'm also a queer person. So talk to me about some of the experiences you've had and how you relate in the world, and you know, your orientation versus what people's perceptions of you are.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I guess the thing was always, I've never been someone who kind of like followed a lot of rules about things.
No way.
So of course,
No way,
when
Ren.
like the whole sexuality thing started coming up, I mean, I definitely more growing up affiliated myself with being gay, being a gay man.
Sure.
But as I grew older and being a visual person and that kind of thing, that's mostly what attracts me to people is the visual.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always necessarily have to do with what somebody's like sex, what their organs are, you know, like
Right.
I'm attracted to visual things. You
Yeah.
know? So that's when it started for me. It was never a problem for me, but that's when it
Right.
always suddenly becomes a problem for other people.
Right.
Because I had been with a lot of different kinds of people. I had a girlfriend when I was in high school. I've been with, you know, just about all, like across the board, all kinds of people. Because for me,
Sure.
it's more about a visual, and of course emotional.
Like who they are.
Yeah, emotional collection, that kind of stuff also, but very visual and not really so much about me having to like put this definition.
Like, this is my identity, I am a gay man, so I only date men.
Right, exactly. And I feel like even when I was with my girlfriend in high school, I still identified as gay, and she knew that.
And she was cool
and
with
she was
it.
fine with that. I
Yeah.
mean, I was very upfront with that always
Yeah.
from the beginning, like I am with everybody, so that
Right.
was never really an issue. But I just feel like recently, especially because these things have been coming up more on topic, and you know, I don't know if issue, but I feel like there's, you know, you get kind of push and pull from both sides sometimes,
So
you know.
give me an example of that, because I personally have gone into some queer spaces, and because I present as pretty femme,
Right.
and have been in more relationships with men than with women or non-binary folks, trans folks. I definitely present as hetero,
Right.
and it's been a little tough to go into those spaces and feel comfortable, even though I know I belong in them.
Absolutely.
So you've had some, we were talking before, and you said you've had some flack from the gay community specifically about you not just sticking within that sort of boundary of dating men.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's been the opposite. Especially more recently, I feel like it's been great for me because I met a lot of people, and like my friend Shane, who does who and Macy Robin, who did Bath Salts.
Right.
Going into that community was great. It's a much younger community, and I felt like I always going into like a more gay specific space, just
Right.
visually how I looked, it never kind of
Well, and
synced up.
also, yeah, the younger, I feel like, it was funny, I was just having a conversation about this with a friend earlier this morning about the concept that, like, folks of your age and my age, we're sort of in the middle of that
Yeah.
old guard set, and then
Yes.
this new generation of millennials who are
Absolutely.
way more open and accepting in general
Yes.
of like fluidity in not only gender but sexuality as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel
So-
like going to that was great because it was like things I'd always kind of, you know, just like always thought about myself and knew about myself and,
Yeah.
you know, talked to people about, but this was somewhere where it never came into question.
Right.
No one there ever, you know, it was never
They didn't
an
care.
issue. Yeah, they didn't care in the best way. And even not just about that, but even just like visual, like I said, going into gay clubs, especially like, let's say in the 90s when I was
Yeah.
more like in college and stuff, it was rough because especially then I was like super goth,
Yeah.
makeup, you know, teased hair and stuff, trying to go into gay spaces
That were, like, super
specifically
90s at the
yeah, and it was
time.
like not.
And it was like frosted tips.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, luckily being in New York, there was a lot of other spaces and a lot of other clubs I could go to.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like a little more comfortable in that way, it was
Yeah.
always like a little bit more of a struggle. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
of
speaking
course.
with us. I mean, these videos are very short, they're very encapsulated, and they certainly don't cover every topic around this and everybody's experience, but it's just kind of, I guess the takeaway from this is, you know, not judging people's level of queerness. If you're queer, you're freaking queer, and just love your queerness. And hopefully find a community that loves your queerness as well.
Exactly.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.